Hi guys. Today we're talking about an HLG stream bubbler. And HLG was made in Beverly Hills, and we've talked about some of their stuff before, but this time I want to talk about HL himself. For the first time ever, I can identify who that was, and the H stands for Herschel and the L stands for Leon. And Herschel Leon G was born in Kentucky October 3rd, 1890, and his dad was a dry goods merchant there, had himself a store. And prior to World War I, HL was a rep for hardware equipment, and in fact, by the time of the First World War, he'd moved from Kentucky to Texas, and he next surfaces in the 1920s in California selling hardware again, and then by the 1940 or 1950s, he's registering in the census as a manufacturer of sprinkler equipment. And so, you know, he's kind of unique for having a manufacturing company there in Beverly Hills. There was a little triangle of land south of Santa Monica Boulevard there that had a few manufacturers in it, and he was one of them. And he actually lived there, and he and his wife, not on Santa Monica Boulevard, but in Beverly Hills itself. And he and his wife were active in the theater and other civic sort of organizations there around Beverly Hills, and he was on something called the DATE board, which the fruit date. It was a board that was put up to help date growers and farmers in the region. And he lived a long life. HL died at the age of 93 in 1984, unfortunately outliving his daughter, who died in her 60s in 1978. And he's one of those lesser known heroes of irrigation, but I'm glad to be able to finally put a name to his initials and to fill in his backstory a little more than before. So many of these smaller companies that didn't last very far into the modern era are kind of forgotten forever, and one of the reasons I do this channel is to remind everybody of their existence. So what we're looking at here is this stream bubbler, as I mentioned, and it has a center core here that threads in and out, and below the threads on this core are 4 ports that water flows into, and you can see them down there. There's one of the ports down below the threads, and so it'll close all the way off when the bottom of this guy bottoms out against the rim in the under the threads there, or above the inlet threads. And so the higher this thing is back threaded out, the more water that's coming through it, and certainly the further the stream shoots, and we'll see that when we watch it in operation. I was thrilled to get my hands on this guy. I've got a couple of them. They clean up very nicely. They're made of very high quality bronze and brass, and you can just tell that by the way they polish up. And so that's enough out of me, but I want us all to remember Herschel Leon G, at least for the rest of the day. And thanks as always for watching.